What's going on, guys? Pegasus and the Wise Guys. It's me on this side of the camera. I did well with this deck a couple weeks ago, and then I got COVID, and then you didn't see me like at all for a couple weeks. So I wanted to do the profile that I did. I did not play Leonite. This is Adamancipator, but I did not play Leonite, so I'm just saying that in advance. I just didn't like it enough to play it or warrant playing it, and I liked another card better, which I'll get into. But the researchers that you guys all know about these 9 ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, they're all self-explanatory. They mill a rock, and then they special. This deck is basically a slightly better version of Lightsworn that's slightly more organized, but just as much RNG, and probably a lot more is happening every single turn if you get any kind of luck. As far as the rock packages, solid rocks, brother. I played 3 Prank Kids, Roxy's, because they're rock and they're level 4 and it's like perfect for the deck. And then I played the blue one. If you wanted to play Leonite, you play the fire one. I like this one, and I like having the additional water monster in the graveyard for the Dragite. And most of the time you're going to get there really, really easy, and it's a level 2. And sometimes, you know, if I were to play Metal Marcher in this build, then you would just use this one and then sink it. You know, you get where I'm coming from. This allows you to not have to have Halka Fibrax in the graveyard to be able to activate Dragite's effect, so that's why I like that one. As far as the monsters that are in the deck, Doki Doki, I feel like 2 is probably correct, but I feel like I always want to see this card, and the card that I'm playing in my extra deck that helps facilitate this, which, well, my monsters in the deck will give it away. Doki Doki is just really, really easy to get into, and then it's a perfect card for another card that I'm playing in my extra, which I'll come back to. And then the Kawaki Mirus, because they're just so damn good. Supplier is ridiculous. But sometimes you don't want to activate it because you want to keep this in your deck in case you have more of the researchers and the miners to keep going. So sometimes you want to activate this, sometimes you don't. But when a monster leaves the field that's a rock, you can special it, it can chain block. It's a really, really powerful card. I love the card. I'm playing Xeno Guitar. Xeno Guitar in the middle of the game to late in the game is an extremely powerful card. You guys can see what it does, but it's an extremely powerful card later in the game. It's also just decent at the start of the game, but allowing yourself to kick back a researcher or kick back anything, it's like a monster reborn on legs that's also a rock that's a level 4. It's just a really good card. Nobody else is playing it but me, but I love the card, and whenever I love a card like that and it does well for me, I just keep playing it. I played 1 Dragite. I don't know why the hell I'm playing this card, but I feel like getting additional copies of, okay, I'm tired of like hiding the card. Lambda, it's another Lambda. It's another Halka Fibrax, a quicker Halka Fibrax. You know, it's the same theory that it used to have, but I just feel like you really don't need it. And you can obviously play something else instead of that card. But it's still a decent card. It's still a good Gallant Granite, and et cetera, et cetera. Parallel Exceed, because I'm playing Doki Doki, and because I'm playing this card, Almirage, if the Doki Doki gets hand trapped in any way, shape, or form, like say you're like Doki Doki, you're like activate effect, and they're like Valor, you're like cool, Almirage. And if you have this in your hand, you overlay those 2, and then suddenly you have a Gallant Granite, and then you're going to keep going anyway. And you're going to grab Researcher extremely quickly, and then it's everything they did doesn't even matter. And even if they nib you, it doesn't matter because Nibiru is a rock, and so is the token. Therefore, Researcher comes out on the field for free, in case you never knew that. So the Parallel Exceeds. And then with the hand traps, I played 3 Nib just because I feel like there's so much like combo floating around here at least. And he's a rock. And sometimes you can hit him off of, I think, the Raptite. And if the Dragite, if you hit this card, it's literally another bounce. So, like, I feel like you just want to play this over other hand traps. My favorite card in the entire deck is Gamma, because a lot of times when you're comboing, if you can combo off continuously, and you can see that your hand is really, really powerful, and you have this card in your hand, this is like having Appaloosa that's a link to Appaloosa, which is insane. Because if I summon this, okay, well now I'm gonna play for free, and if you try to stop me, okay. And then suddenly you're in trouble, and it's really easy, and it only takes 2 monsters. You know, shout out to the side frame master next to me. You know, I would say I stole the idea from him, but you know, it's side frames. So to hell with side frames. Adamancipator signs. It's the Reborn that stacks the deck. It's self-explanatory, very powerful card. Stacking your deck, you know, like Stardust deck, this deck. Anytime you're stacking your deck, like Arrival on Light, this card, it's a really, really powerful card. And then these two, because, you know, it's a combo deck, you have to. And Reborn, this could be another card, just like the Madolche card. So if you're looking for space, this card is probably space. And obviously the Xeno Guitar is probably space. A Doki Doki is probably space. You know, it's really up to you. It didn't get into extra because you've seen part of it already. Again, this card is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. This card, this can be Avramax. If you don't like Doki Doki like that and you cut down on it, I highly recommend Avramax because I'm playing IP at Masquerade in here. Obviously, you know about Halka Fibrax because Halka Fibrax can help you to grab a card and then the signs can pull it back. So that's, you know, a combo that you may not have known, but you should know. Obviously, you have Meow Meow, and you have Doodle Doo. You don't actually pull anything back onto the field. This just helps you to get another Roxy's back onto the field. So you Roxy's into this, and you summon out Dropsies, and then Dropsies in this, go back into this, and you bring out the Roxy's. So it's continuing the combo. And then with the Exceeds, you got Dweller and Gallant Granite. And here's the rest of all the links. You know, here's pretty much all the links. I do want to play Avramax somewhere in here, and then here's the Synchros, obviously. I definitely want to play Avramax. I don't see where the hell the space is because I feel like every card is. This is important when you go first. This is when you go second. To have a DD Crow on the field, I actually do that a lot. I just feel like all of these cards serve their own purpose. And I'm pretty sure Almirage is pretty much the only card that's actually able to come out. And I feel like this is so powerful I wouldn't cut that because that's just extremely stupid and it's like a low-level Appaloosa, as I said before. And then this is just literally because of the locals that I'm used to. Shout out to everybody in the Kansas City area. A Pointer, an Imperial. When I go first, I like these cards. I'm playing a combo deck. If I have any kind of strong board, which Adamancipator is going to have some kind of board, and I flip this on you, you lost. You know, all 3 of these cards are like game over, unless their hand is absolutely stupid. Then, you know, sometimes that happens. This could be Solemn or something, but I don't like paying that much life. Evenly, just because nobody still plays an answer to it. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. Twin Twister, Droplet, and then Draw. All of these cards serve their own purpose, and I really love everything in the side deck because it really like works perfectly. And that's it. I'm out.